Hey, good evening, everybody. Once again, as storms are starting to push, this front is starting to push storms to the south, and we are still finally seeing some storm development um, taper down to the southern neighborhood. So let's go ahead and take a look at the latest severe thunderstorm warning that is now reaching into Miami County on the Kansas side and Cass County over on the Missouri side. So here we have in the red polygon severe thunderstorm warning until 11 p.m. Multiple severe thunderstorms located along a line from Blue Springs to near Grandview to near Spring Hill, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazards with this warning include quarter size hail and we still have a strong wind impact, but I think we're predominantly talking about a hail impact as the reason for this storm moving through right now, as the reason for this warning. So, heaviest storm activity right here is off to the northwest of Belton, so between Belton and Grandview. Seeing some hail in that area right now. Let's go ahead and talk about maximum estimated hail size just over an inch, and this is off just to the southwest of Grandview. So, keep in mind this is moving off to the northeast, so heads up there in Grandview, having a fairly strong likelihood of seeing that 1 inch hail move through in the next few minutes. So, want to go ahead and say with this particular storm right now, not seeing anything else developing in terms of a tornadic threat. None of those markers kicking off tonight. So, we're predominantly talking about wind, but really it is hail more than anything else with this system right now. So, in the Warren Polygon, which stretches up into Jackson County, encompassing Blue Springs, already starting to get some storm reports north of Grandview, hail up to 1.5 inches. That is a public report. 1.2 inches there north of Grandview as well. So again, this warned polygon going on until 11 o'clock p.m. It's going to pick up Jackson County up into Blue Springs as all this is headed off to the north and the east. So we'll drop down here to the south and the west, and you guys can see that the storms are starting to push through. This would be Woodson County over on the Kansas side, stretching now over toward Iola. So a pretty significant thunderstorm here in the Colony area. Keeping an eye on that. I think that you guys will see strong winds starting to reach into Lynn County. So heads up to my Mound City there in Lynn County, as stronger winds are going to start impacting you guys here in a few minutes. So hail in that system as well. Hit and miss. It's smaller down here in Anderson County and Franklin County as things are starting to finally work their way towards west central Missouri. So presently, this is our warned area right now, picking up just north of Paola. So that's going to be Spring Hill, Wagstaff, Stillwell. But the heaviest thunderstorm is right here between Belton and Grandview, has just passed over Lock, Lloyd, and Kenneth at this time. So that is our active severe thunderstorm warning. We'll go ahead and switch radar sources here to talk about a couple of other storms that I'm seeing around the area. We do have back behind this over, this looks like the Wellsville, Ottawa area. You guys have a special weather statement still active there for the next 17 minutes for a little bit less severe storm happening over there, but plenty of thunderstorm activity up and down 59 Highway south of Ottawa, stretching down towards Richmond, Garnett, picking up Welda and Colony down here. So that is what we have still predominantly along this line. It is starting to break apart as the southern reach of this storm starts to work its way over into very east central Kansas. So good evening. It is 10:43 p.m. We're starting to see right on schedule. This storm is developing now to the south. So a mix of special weather statements still picking up on the Kansas side, Garnett, Richmond area over here as we get over north of Paola. All of these cells are just a little bit stronger, and so we do have here in the red polygon this severe thunderstorm warning, which made me jump on here and tell you all about it. So drop me a comment, let me know where you are and what you're seeing in your area. We'll take a look at what is going to roll through next. So just to remind you, we still have that tornado watch active for all the counties in red. Go ahead and take the radar out of that for just a second, or all the counties in yellow, sorry, through midnight tonight, but have not seen any tornadic development. We'll watch as some of these cells become small and isolated from the line, but haven't seen anything like that developing tonight. So plenty of hail in here all the way from Riverview Estates. So we're talking about Y and D highway here south of Belton. Go ahead and put the hail map up for you guys to see. Here that is. So hail right now over Martin City. And picking up again out here. This is 470 and 435. So north of Hickman Mills, having a little bit of a hail cord there as well, as this eventually trends off to the north and the east. So that is your warned area right now. We've had a flash flood advisory here in this area as well, where a little bit ago we were approaching 2 inches of rainfall in some areas and possibly another 2 inches to go. Half inch to 2 inches left to go in this area over a pretty short period of time, the last couple of hours. So it makes us talk about flash flood warnings in that area as well. So that's what we have going on right now. Let's go back over here and talk about hail trend. Let's see what we have going on if you are in the warned polygon right now. So all these little boxes are storm reports. We have lots of 1 inch hail, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. And like I said, we can get a little bit better idea. Yeah, a varied amount, all sorts of sizes of hail, stretching from Belton up toward Grandview, with the heaviest out here just north of Belton, along the I-49 corridor right now. So not a great time to be up and down there. Give it a few minutes and this will all be passing you by. Small hail in Bates City, JC says. Yep, I believe you. So that's what we're seeing right now. We have some strong wind gusts with this as well. These look to be crossing over the I-49 corridor, headed off toward Lee Summit and Greenwood. But again, nothing else to be paying attention to besides wind and hail right now. Nothing rotating, nothing spinning. We'll keep an eye on that stuff down to the south here in a few minutes. But this is what you have rolling through right now. And your warned polygon is here in the thick red outline there. Picking up on the Kansas side where we just have these scattered now storms, not so tightly organized around the front. So significant thunderstorm just about to impact Spring Hill. Actually looks like it'll catch you guys just a little bit to the north. We've already had some 1 inch hail coming through that area as well. Stillwell and Belton. And Belton, for folks in Belton and Raymore, this is your first round in this particular storm, but look with me over here towards Spring Hill. You guys have another one really headed right for you as well. So heavy downpours with some small hail. Just notice that really along this whole line, Belton, Grandview, Lee Summit, Unity Village, pretty much north of Greenwood, looks to be the heaviest of the activity at this time. Let's go back down here to the south. So I'm talking about Anderson County, Allen County. Yates Center is really surrounded by a couple of clusters of thunderstorms right now. So we should probably go over here. We'll go back down into this area. So just in time, a new severe thunderstorm warning actually encompasses you guys. We'll pick up the Topeka radar for this one, covering Yates Center. Let's see what they have to say about this. Until 11:45 p.m., we're talking about potential for 60-mile-per-hour gusts on this one as well. So is there any hail down here for you guys in this system? Just a little bit of small hail. Looks like it just passed over Toronto, Kansas. So this is kind of sticking to I-54 highway right now. So this warned polygon goes out here all the way to Moran, actually to Bronson, and this one goes for the next hour. So we'll go up to about 11:45 on this severe thunderstorm warning. We'll come back over here, and then we have a severe thunderstorm warning picking up Lacine, Mound City, Fontana, Drexel, Archie, Adrian. This one expires in 41 minutes. This was just newly issued 1 minute ago. So that is on account of, let me put the radar in motion here, some eastward motion. Here we go. Yeah, triggering this. You see how that works? So boom, there it was. Right there as this starts to impact Greeley and Lane over on the Kansas side, Stanton and Osawatomie. This is going to impact Paola in just a couple of minutes. So everybody in this polygon, this is going to pick up. Harrisonville is now severe thunderstorm warned, dropping all the way down to Archie, Adrian, Passaic, and Butler. This is going to go all the way down to Rich Hill as this line starts to move through. So if you're down here on the southern edge of this line, so Rich Hill, folks, it's a little ways out. You probably have something like 12 to 15 minutes for this severe thunderstorm. We're talking about plenty of lightning, thunder, some heavy downpours, and some small rain, or some small hail rather, but the possibility for those heavy downpours. So that's what we're talking about with some up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We can go ahead and play velocity here and see. Look at Paola. Let's let that scan in. Coming across Ottawa. Wow. So yeah, heads up to Osawatomie and Paola up and down 169 highway here. Strong wind gusts up to around 60 miles per hour. Definitely radar indicated between 50 and 60 miles per hour right now. Not the best indicator, but we can expect wind gusts in that neighborhood right now, moving into Paola territory over on the Kansas side. So we'll go ahead and say heads up. Also, this is just going to go east, slightly northeast. So we'll be talking about Lewisburg and Harrisonville. Strong wind gusts and heavy downpours on the way to you folks over there as well. So if you're just hopping on, good evening. We have had this severe thunderstorm warning over on the Missouri side now, encompassing Lee Summit and Blue Springs. We'll take a look at this off of the Pleasant Hill radar. Blue Springs out to Oak Grove. This one is talking about the potential for winds greater than 50 miles per hour, triggering that severe warning. This one goes out for another 9 minutes. So we'll see what happens to that. Takes us up to about 11 o'clock. I think the area to watch next is just going to be just down here to the south for everybody in Osawatomie, Paola, Lewisburg, Drexel, Archie, and Harrisonville. A good thunderstorm is out to your west, headed due east right now. Look at these vectors here pointing directly toward Lacine. So heads up here in Lacine, Amoret, Butler, Foster, Mound City, and Rich Hill. As this starts to move in, you guys can probably hear the thunder and see the lightning. This is all going to sweep through pretty quickly, but you're going to have strong wind gusts first. Let's see where those are right now. Looks like they're not quite to Mound City. So strong wind gusts followed by some heavy downpours and possibly some small hail. And we'll just kind of see that overall, the northern edge of this line is trending off northeast as predicted. The southern edge is going to start to push due east into west central Missouri in the next little bit. So that is what is headed our way. Let's go back over here and investigate hail around the area. This particular radar source will do just a little bit better job of that. So we'll go back over here and talk about out to the west of Lynn County right now, where actually no hail picked up in the last radar sweep, but we have a couple of storm damage reports. Go ahead and take a look. So it looks like with that thunderstorm that just came through Garnett over here in Anderson County and Welda, here is a storm report from K-State Mesonet with an estimated 58 mile per hour wind gust. Here in Garnett, thunderstorm wind damage, reports of power poles down and damage to roofs there in Garnett in Anderson County. So that should serve as a heads up over here in Parker and Centerville as we start to move into Lynn County. Winds are starting to pick up right now in Parker and Centerville. So wind damage already reported just a few minutes ago. Wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour. So be advised, excuse me, as we start to move into Lynn County and Miami County up here to the north. We've already been talking about strong wind gusts in Paola, not seeing any damage reports coming in just yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. So heads up towards Lewisburg, Drexel, Freeman, Archie, Adrian for those wind gusts and that potential for some hail as well. Thought I saw a little bit of hail up here around Miami. This is small hail. Maximum estimated size is about a ½ inch or less. So that's a good sign. Haven't seen any really super significant hail in this southern portion of this line of thunderstorms moving through right now. Big shout out to the sponsors before we go through all of our warnings again. Renee LaRosen of Homeland Realty in Adrian, Missouri. Her contact info is there on your screen. Providing severe weather coverage, I appreciate all that. Makes everything easier for me to bring you forecast data in the days leading up to severe weather coverage and hop on here and pay for streaming platforms and weather data and all that stuff that costs. So, if commercial real estate or residential real estate transactions are in your future, please keep Renee in mind. You can find her on all of the socials and shoot her any questions that you have. Renee at Homeland Realty in Adrian sponsoring tonight's severe weather coverage. Appreciate that. So here's what we have. So these are going to be some strong storms when they start to knock through your neighborhood. There we go. Go ahead and stop the radar and show you that just coming into Paola right now, about 3/4 inch hail, radar estimated size. So we're probably talking somewhere around 1/2 inch hail at least. It's just off to the northwest of you guys in Paola. And it is going to sweep through your area pretty good, as it's doing right now in Osawatomie. So heads up over here in New Lancaster and Fontana, getting to Drexel. Going to start raining over there, and Merwin, Amsterdam here in just a few minutes as your wind gusts start to sweep through. So that is what we have. On the trailing edge, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 48 minutes, picking up Yates Center and Iola coming into Allen County. You guys have had a little bit of hail down there. That is pretty well dropped off of it now. Look at the lightning show, though, from Ottawa and then picking up down here again and around Eureka. So wind and lightning and thunder and hail looks to be the way of it tonight. So again, not seeing anything spin up. I know that was our big concern. It's going to be our concern until we're all said and done. Tornado watch still active for the next hour. So we'll keep vigilant on that, but we'd have to see some cells out ahead of the front. Isolated discrete cells. Haven't actually seen any of that tonight. So that's good stuff. Over here in Miami County, again, we're just talking about hail, and this warning goes out here over into Cass County. It's going to pick up all of Harrisonville, but just barely. So we'll see what develops with this storm as this moves through. This is a good punch. You guys can see it's actually weakening a little bit there as it comes into Lynn County. So still going to be a heck of a storm. You'll know when it gets there, but the trend is downward. Let's go ahead and play hail trend. Maybe. So hail, let me stop this there. Still out there northwest of Paola. That's pretty small hail. Pretty small hail. So it looks like as it's gotten to Belton, did you guys see that? It's just about all fallen out. So maybe they're South Belton and Raymore, did you pick up just a little bit of hail? There's just a little bit showing up as we get up here towards Lee Summit right now. So that has trended downward up there for you guys. So I am expecting things to flatten out. I'm expecting some of these storms to become a little bit more isolated from the main line as we move through the next few hours. And so I think that we're talking about Butler, Fort Scott, as we get down here into Vernon County within the next hour. I do see some generalized weakening. So that's a good sign, but we're talking about heavy downpours. So areas in the clear, Garnett, you are just now to some light rainfall, and you have some scattered showers back behind you. It's going to rain over into the overnight hours, but you guys are all clear. You're about to be there, working on that over there in Woodson County, Greenwood, out in Eureka. You guys are all finished up as well. Like I say, this is one organization that's going to move through tonight, and once it is gone, it is gone. So we are getting into Lynn County now over here on the Kansas side. Parker, Goodrich, and Centerville now starting to pick up some significant thunderstorm activity. Not seeing any hail popping up for you guys. Strong wind gusts are almost to Mound City. So that is the situation over here within the Warren Polygon on the Kansas side. Nothing doing over on the Missouri side yet. Archie, Adrian, Passaic, and Butler, but you are next up. Your severe thunderstorm warned for the next 29 minutes takes us up to 11:30. This is moving east about 44 miles per hour, so it's pretty quick. Once this gets over you and puts down some heavy rain and maybe a little bit of hail with these strong wind gusts, you will be all finished. So algorithms keep telling me we have some about 3/4 inch hail possible right over Paola right now. I'd say it's about ½ inch. What are you guys seeing over towards Paola? And that's about it. So we can go ahead and give you heads up for a little bit of smaller hail as this over gets towards Lewisburg. We'll see if it hangs together as it gets over into Cass County, Missouri. So this is our current situation. It kind of gives you history there when I'm scrolling the radar, but current situation is in our area, just one severe thunderstorm warning for the next 28 minutes, taking us up to 11:30. And so this is covering Paola and Lewisburg in Kansas, Harrisonville in Missouri, and Drexel, Archie, Lynn Valley, Adrian, Passaic, Butler, Amoret, Foster, clear down to Rich Hill in the corner of this warning. I think you guys will get some thunderstorm action tonight, probably within the next 15 minutes. So again, once it's over, it's over. We're talking about wind gusts, possibly up to 60 miles per hour. So if you're down here to the south, so Lynn County and southern Bates County, we do have a history over here on the Kansas side of some 50 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Over here in Anderson County, 58 miles per hour by Mesonet over there. So be advised of that. Strong wind gusts will accompany this with a heck of a lightning show and maybe a little bit of hail. We'll go ahead and take the new sweep and see what we have developing there. Not seeing any hail south of Paola right now. So just heavy thunderstorm activity, not seeing any hail, not expecting any hail to develop either. Here's a algorithm that will show us maximum estimated hail size, and I'm not seeing anything develop as we get over into Bates County off of this storm right now. So some general weakening going on down to the south. You guys can see that here. Still strong up here over Paola. So we'll be watching out in Lewisburg. Strong thunderstorm is just knocking on your door there in Lewisburg. That does still have a little bit of hail with it as well. Maximum size. That's even falling apart too. But here in parts of Miami County, we might see some ½ inch to 3/4 inch hail based off of what is happening right now. Let's go a little further up here to the north. Kansas City, for the first time in forever, is under nothing warned up here right now. So Harrisonville is it. Harrisonville and Lewisburg is the extent of the severe warning right now. I'm really grateful for this. I think you guys in Kansas City can head to bed. Jackson County, you're all done. Heavy rain just north of the radar site there, and still picking up Blue Springs and Lake Lotawana. But you guys are done with severe stuff. I'll go ahead and take radar data out for a second, and you can see flash flood warning for the next 3 hours and 26 minutes because quite a bit of rainfall just kept training all the way from over here, Melbourne, Ottawa, Gardner, Olathe, up towards Overland Park. So possibly some smaller flooding issues related up there. We had all kinds of hail report up there, as well as a few damage to trees and things like that. So bulk of the storm parked there along the front earlier tonight and stayed up there. We're just now getting into it down south. So after 11 o'clock, we're going to be done with this by midnight. So I think the most active area right now is just getting ready to come into Lewisburg. It's finished up over here in Paola. This is Miami County, where we're still talking about some small hail getting ready to impact Lewisburg and pick up Wagstaff, even though you're not severe warned. I think there's just a little bit of hail up here in your area as well. So this is going to possibly impact Cleveland, Westline, Lake Annette, and Peculiar in the next few minutes before this is done with your area. So down here to the south, I mean, this does not seem like a severe warning criteria maybe anymore, except for the wind gusts, right? So we're not talking about hail down here. We're talking about strong winds up around 50 miles per hour getting ready to impact Lynn Valley just a few moments from impacting Drexel. Good evening, Drexel friends. I hope you're doing great. So strong winds getting ready to blow through Drexel on their way to Archie, Adrian, and Passaic. 24 minutes remaining in this severe thunderstorm warning. I think we're talking about wind. That is pretty much it. I think watch the hail pretty well fall out too. Just a little bit less with every scan. So good news there. Just a windy thunderstorm. Working on Humboldt right now is our next area of severe thunderstorm activity. Humboldt, working over here into Allen County. So it's just going to slide just south of Pickway and Iola and La Harpe over here. A little bit of hail down there for you guys as well. Strong winds, but you're just about done. Yates Center's getting ready to be all clear for the night. This is going to move over and impact Bourbon County. And we will see what the National Weather Service has to say about the strength of these winds as it starts to leave the Warren Polygon down there. So getting ready to impact Humboldt and Iola. And once it's done, once it passes over you guys, you're done. There's nothing else moving through with this line at all. So do I see even more weakening as we get towards Lynn Valley and Drexel? Just a little bit. Still a strong thunderstorm in here, but we haven't seen hail in a long time. Even less so as we get toward Lewisburg. Good sign for you guys up here. So I noticed that as this drifts off to the northeast, the severe thunderstorm warning has not been extended up here to the north. So if you guys are up here in Cleveland, Peculiar, working on Pleasant Hill, nothing warned for you guys right now. So heavy thunderstorm, you have heavy downpours out here, Paola, Lewisburg area right now. Let's take a little different look at things here. So here's Lewisburg, Kansas. I think this is where the heaviest of stuff is right now. Anything hail-wise is actually off to your northwest. Might miss Lewisburg pretty well. So we're out here in the Wagstaff neighborhood and getting ready to impact 69 Highway there just north of Lewisburg. A little bit of hail up here in Peculiar as well. No weather statements at all active there. Looks like we have a special weather statement. That one's old. So nothing's getting kicked out up here to the north as this trends off to the north and the east. So great sign. Nothing going up toward KC, up toward Concordia. So only one active severe thunderstorm warning. And it looks like they're going to let that one go. Whoosh, say the people in Drexel as the winds pick up, but it sure has weakened from what it was over around Osawatomie and Lane, Kansas. So just a heavy downpour in Lewisburg right now, headed due east. Here's our little vector right here, headed over towards Freeman and Harrisonville, but you guys are just in for a heavy thunderstorm right now that's going to pass over you pretty quickly. So look out behind. It just gets lighter quick. This is light rainfall. A few pockets of moderate rainfall. We're going to have that till about 1 a.m. And then we're all done. And we're going to be much cooler. Let's put some temperature data in here just to see where we are with that, because this is a pretty significant cold front that cruised into a much warmer environment. So Out in Emporia, we're already down to 53 degrees, 55 in Burlington, 57 in Ottawa. It is still 72 in Harrisonville. So you will know. Going to cool you down, but not too bad. Still almost 60 degrees when all is said and done. Is there much rain with this in the Garden City area? Well, by the time that it gets to you, I mean, I would be surprised if you see a quarter of an inch. I mean, that seems like, I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's been 2 inches north. So, I mean, you could get a quarter an inch to half an inch, but it's, by the time all of this winds through, it's not a ton. So, predominant threats triggering this warning, and I bet you we're trending downward. It's still windy. So, we're going to see some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts still with this. And the wind is really not to 69 highway yet. So, strong wind gusts out here still to the west. Windy in Paola, Osawatomie, Fontana right now. But again, you're just about ready to be done with this. And be done with the severe weather threat for the evening. That's a good question. Now you got me thinking. Let's see what we've had. Here's the rain footprint. Look how light it is to the south. So let's do some radar indicated. So that might actually be right, folks in Garden City. Over here in Garnett, I mean, it was considerably heavier. They're up to a half an inch. It's fallen off quite a bit. We're probably not up to date just yet, but over here on the Kansas side, it's been around half an inch. Check out Ottawa though, 3.5 inches. Boom. But I mean, those thunderstorms parked there for, I don't know if it was 2 hours. Let's go up here to Gardner. Radar indicated 4 inches. Where is that? So that is up here. Oh yeah, I was talking about this all night tonight. This area up here between 35 and 169. I mean, they just had one thunderstorm after another. That front just did not move. So I don't know how long, but probably a couple hours. All these people picked up 3 to 4 inches up in here. So back out. Here's our overall rain footprint so far. So as we get down, let's just go down state line here. It just drops off south of Martin City. So 2 inches there. We go down to 1 inch by the time we get to like Belton territory. So that's what we got rain-wise. What about the hail situation? Haven't talked about that in a minute, so we'll change radar sources and pull up latest hail profile. Just barely. If there is any, it is out here, Cleveland, Peculiar, and headed right for the radar. So if there is any, that's where it is. Absolutely none to the south. So we're talking about wind. Halfway now through the warned area. Windy in Drexel, in Valley, and Amoret, but no hail left in this at all. Nothing spinning. It's just down to a strong thunderstorm at this point. So we'll go here to Mound City, Lynn County, strong down here, headed out towards Amoret eventually, going to impact Pleasanton and Worland. So you guys are just about through the worst of it here in Mound City. Should just be some pockets of heavy rainfall for you guys down there. Hume is going to get a little bit of rain out of this, Foster, Rich Hill, but it's weakening pretty good. It's got a ways to go before it gets to you guys, and I think it will be considerably weaker by the time that it does. So as I go up here, I mean, we're just down to pockets of heavy rainfall now impacting Belton, Stillwell, Spring Hill, Peculiar. Still some small hail, 1/4 inch or less. Still lifting this as this drifts into your territory, but no statements, no warnings indicated for your area at this time. Good sign of overall weakening. Look how much it has as we go down 69 highway. So Drexel going to get a few pockets of moderate rainfall now. It is falling out pretty quick. So severe thunderstorm for the next 15 minutes. Look at the wind. Oof. So, good night to the folks out to the west of Linn County. And you can really quit paying attention just in a few minutes down here around Mound City. Good little pocket of thunderstorm activity is headed for Amoret. That's going to pick up right along 52 Highway, it looks like to me. And we're down to moderate rainfall with some wind, getting ready for Drexel and Merwin. It's presently parked over New Lancaster, and you guys are just about in the all clear, as you are over in Paola. So if you're in that area, I appreciate you guys being with me tonight. All in all, for everything that was possible, we had all the ingredients today. Really saw some crazy storms up north of KC earlier today. I think we had 2 tornado warnings, at least 2. There was just broad rotation. So look at that. Severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for down here into Cass and Bates County, as it should. This is falling apart fast. Boom, there it is. So if you're up here in Harrisonville, thunderstorm activity is still off to your west. If you've got to get out and about, I'll give it 10 minutes. You're going to be all clear. Just going to be drizzling after that. So tiny pockets of small hail still left out there in that area, but that is it. So what do you think, folks? Are we done? I don't see anything left to be concerned about, and there's actually nothing warned across the area right now. So that's what I got for you tonight. I appreciate everybody being on here. Appreciate your comments. Sending me pictures. How's Freeman area? Well, I think in Freeman you have it is thunderstorming right now, right? Or it's just about to. So you have a moderate thunderstorm, nowhere near severe status, just about to pass over you. It's going to hang out for a minute. It's thunderstorming still in Lewisburg if you're in Freeman, but this is not severe warned at all. There is maybe some tiny hail out there in it. Yeah, probability is just about 0. So, you might get a little bit of hail, but that's it. You're going to have a thunderstorm, heavy downpour there in Freeman, and you're going to be all done. So downpour. Yep, and that's all there really is to be worried about there. So I just don't think there's anything left significant to talk about, guys. If you're still in this, the wind is going to taper down. It's going to drop back to very light rainfall. That's going to be on and off for the next couple of hours. Back in the cool pool, there is some rain-cooled air and cold rain that's going to pop through tonight. No big deal. Honestly, it's just good sleeping weather. So I think that's it. I'll let you know if anything pops back up, but I think that the atmosphere has given us all it's going to give us. Look at that weakening. So boom, that's what you got. So all right, everybody, I appreciate you being on here with me, and have a great rest of your night. I think things stay calm and cool for at least the next few days, and we get gradually cooler. We have some cooler weather ahead. It's not cold, just cooler than what we have had after all of this above average stuff. So everybody have a great night. I will catch you back later.